Hi, my name is Dana Crook, and I serve as the Parent Education Coordinator for the Lake Travis CPAC. In addition to being coordinator, I am a retired professor of instruction from Texas State University, where I worked with pre-service teachers for over 20 years. I've taught special education and been a dyslexia therapist in the public schools, and now I help parents navigate 504 and special education. I put together a 5-part series on this thing called the PLAAFP that is found in the IEP. All handouts for this presentation are linked into the comments. For today's part, we're going to talk about the overview of the PLAAFP. Where do you find it? What does it mean? In the remaining 4 presentations, we're going to talk about the important elements that are found in a PLAAFP as outlined by a TEA rubric, which again, that rubric is going to be linked in the comment section. So let's get started and let's talk about what does the PLAAFP, or where do you find the PLAAFP? The PLAAFP is in the IEP document. It's either found usually on the first or the second page of the IEP document. I've highlighted the headers here for you. Of course, the district will not have that highlighted for you, but for you to look for. So PLAAFP stands for Present Levels of Academic Achievement and Functional Performance. And it's in every IEP. It's a very important element that is required. What does PLAAFP stand for? Because that is a mouthful. PLAAFP stands for Present Levels of Academic Achievement and Functional Performance. Academic achievement deals with how that student is performing in the areas of academics, like math and science and social studies. So we might have grade data. They're making an 89 currently in English. We might also have district assessment data from things like the LTC, MAP, or from something like the M class. We could have state data from how they did on their STAR testing. If it is a review, annual, or dismissal ARD, we should have data on any academic goals, IEP goals that student has. So we should know where they are currently performing on those goals and the progress that they're making. Functional performance is how that student is functioning in the areas such as communication, behavior, social skills, and activities of daily living. If a student has a functional performance goal for review ARDs, annual ARDs, dismissal ARDs, we will know how they are progressing towards those goals. Now, a student can have academic goals only, they can have functional goals only, or they can have a combination of academic and functional performance goals. It just depends on the student. I'm going to go back to this term, present levels. If you are having a review ARD, you're probably having a review ARD because that student needs maybe some more supports or services, and so you're meeting to discuss those. In order to discuss at a review ARD that student, you need to know where that student is performing presently. So the PLAAFP statement should not be a copy and paste from the annual ARD. It should be updated to reflect where that student is, especially if they have any academic and or functional performance goals. This way, the committee has the most updated information and data on that student to make the best informed decision. And you as parent or guardian are part of that decision-making process, so you need to know where they are currently functioning for both academics and functional performance. The PLAAFP is one of the most important pieces of an IEP. It is the roadmap. It builds a picture of where that student is. So you have this starting point of where that student is performing academically and or in the functional performance area. And by building that rich, deep picture of who that student is, it provides direction of how to map out the remainder of the IEP, how to map out the goals. Do we need to, where should we have more goals? Can we reduce our goals? Do we need to tweak or revise our goals if we're in a review ARD? What should our accommodations look like? Our schedule of services, because the picture of that student has been well painted in that PLAAFP. The IEP or the ARD committee, because in Texas it's the ARD committee, should have a good picture of what the remainder of the IEP proposals should be in the areas of goals, accommodations, and services. So there is a rubric for what a PLAAFP should contain, and I have linked it in the comments, but there are certain key elements that are in a PLAAFP. It's a review, not the whole, of the full individual evaluation that was performed. It's a description of the services the student is currently receiving. It's information on the student's progress over the past year. It's data from a variety of sources so that we build a rich tapestry of who that student is. There's measurable and observable data on any goals that are going to be proposed. And it talks about how the student's disability will impact them and how does the student compare to their grade level peers. So stay tuned for parts 2, 3, 4, and 5.